Hello everybody, very special knife to show you now. This was my birthday present from my lovely wife and it's an absolute cracker. If you like traditional knives, European knives, you'll like this one. It's Le Compagnon from Chambriard. Okay, so this is how the knife came to me in a black leather slipcase. Because this isn't particularly a cheap knife, I thought there would be some fancy packaging. I bought it from a French retailer, the name of which I'm not sure of now. It was either Coutellerie Berthier or Maison Berthier. I'll put a link in the description box below anyway. And I emailed them asking them why, there was no packaging, no leaflets, no literature, and they responded just saying that's how they come. So, and here we have it. Le Compagnon by Chambriard. Now, as you can see from the shape, this is a Thiers knife. And what that means is it's a design that was developed by a group of knife makers, cutlers, in and around Thiers in France, which is the traditional home of French knife making. And if you want to brand your knife as a Thiers knife, it has to meet certain standards. The design with the sweeping curve on the back and the upsweep at the tip of the blade and then the curving handle are characteristic. The front bolster with the curve is characteristic. The end flat mostly. The back spring is forged, hand file worked, the guillochage, and in the head of the back spring is the logo for Thiers knives, the T and a full stop. This is ram's horn on the scale. As I say, we've got the file work on the back, is all hand done. The fit and finish is lovely, it's completely smooth. Pins don't stick out, the bolster and the scales are flush. It's all lovely. For size comparison, we've got the usual Victorinox Spartan copy. So you can see it's quite a big knife. How big exactly? Handle length is 4.5 inches, thereabouts, 115mm. The blade, 3.5 inches, tip to bolster, 90mm. And I think it's a 3mm thick stock. Yes, 3mm thick stock, but with a full gradual taper towards the tip. And a full flat grind with a little edge bevel. It's a slip joint and the back spring is quite strong. And the knife weighs, let's see if we can get that a little easier to see for you, 95 grams, which is 3 1/3 ounces. So what else can we see on the knife? Well, on one side we've got a short thumb nick, nail nick. We've got Thiers logo, par Chambriard, the manufacturers. And then on the other side, on the tang, it says Acier rasoir, razor steel. Now that's not an idle boast. The blade steel is 13C26 from Sandvik. A lot of European knives, certainly a lot of French knives, use 12C27 as the blade steel. It's very popular steel. It's easy to sharpen, takes a good edge, polishes up lovely. It doesn't have the best edge retention in the world, but it's not an expensive steel, so it's not going to put a premium on your knife. This steel, however, 13C26, was developed by Sandvik specifically to be a razor blade steel and a scalpel steel. So stamping the tang with acier rasoir is perfectly legitimate. The difference, mainly in use, is that this steel is a lot harder than 12C27. It can be hardened up to 62 Rockwell. And although Chambriard don't declare the hardness, I'm perfectly convinced that it is at the top end. It is a 62. The reason for that is the knife came with a reasonable edge. It would slice this sort of catalogue paper quite comfortably. But when I tried to cut phone book paper, it was struggling a little bit. So I thought I'd tickle up the edge. And try as I might with 1000 grit wet and dry paper, I couldn't get the edge to the degree of fineness that you want for cutting phone book paper. And I struggled and I struggled, and in the end the penny dropped. It was just too hard, so I had to put the wet and dry paper to one side and get out a 1000 grit diamond stone. And if you take a diamond stone to it, it works. Oh, clumsy. And now it has no trouble cutting the phone book paper. So on the one hand, the very hard blade steel does improve edge retention considerably, but it also makes it a ball ache to sharpen. Once you've got it sharp, you're fine, but it is something to bear in mind if you're going to choose a knife with that steel. I would imagine most people watching this video are quite well practiced at knife sharpening, and that won't be an issue, but it may be for some. So this is the Compagnon. They do a range of Thiers knives, Chambriard. They do a smaller one, the compact, and they do a larger one, the name of which I've just forgotten, but it's much more robust and it's designed more as a hunting knife. So that is my new French knife, birthday present from my lovely wife. As I say, slip joint, good strong back spring, snaps into place lovely. Centering's perfect. On the end of the back spring we've got the year of manufacture etched in there, 2015. A lovely, lovely thing. So I shall leave you now with some close-ups, and you can get a proper look and see what you think. Thanks for watching.
Là, seul sans compagne, t'avais plus ton chien, plus d'amis, personne pour sabrer le champagne, les jours de fête drôle de vie. Tu avais bien quelques voisins, mais qui ne semblaient pas te connaître. Traverser le palier, c'est loin. Sans doute que le sol était traître. Et puis un vieux qui s'en soucie, sa vie n'intéresse plus personne. T'avais des enfants, est-ce qu'on